evasive action. Now listen with Graham Rahal.
There was just no room between Kimball, the wall, and Rahal.
Kimball heavy, I stunt the cars.
See, he's right up against the wall. There was no. Rahal maybe could have given him a little more room and moved to the left.
Yeah, but Rahal didn't know he was there.
Yeah, but
I don't think anybody was there. Now, as a driver, you can feel that. You know that something.
Castroneves on board with Kanaan here. He finds clean air and picks up 2 or 3 positions. The ignition, and let's see what happened. We're on board with Aleshin. That's Marco Andretti up ahead. Off the course. Looked to me like the rear locked up. Contact the right front end fence right here. Great camera work.
Wing end plate.
Yeah.
Cut down the tire. That's the old Michael Andretti. Put your wing into the guy's tire and cut it for him.
Where'd he learn that from? Much Aleshin here. I think he dodges over at the last second.
Not really.
Yeah, I'd go back to the other angle. You see Aleshin looking in the mirror and react. You know, his blind spot, but now he'll go side by side with Hinchcliffe. And I think Hunter-Reay really has the advantage here on the outside, riding it rodeo style, Paul. And right here, they're going to touch twice, maybe 3 times. And there goes the bodywork. I think that came off of Hunter-Reay's right front wing.
Hunter-Reay's right front wing.
Still
he
there.
lost the vertical board, which
Still
is
on your left, nothing.
right over in this area here. He lost that. So you see that? He's got front end wing.
6th in respective races. This is on board Sebastian Bourdais, and it hits his teammate, then it goes via him to the left. That was a lucky escape.
I had a full lock. I just understood that that's it. You know, I just cannot. I mean, it was just like a snap oversteer. I just couldn't do anything at this moment.
The guys in the booth were speculating.
Damage is, as we ride along with James Hinchcliffe. He had a pretty tight view of what took place right in front of him.
Low, and I go low, and Chilton's spinning in front of me to the bottom. So the only choice I had was to go above him, and when he released the brake pedal, his car came back up the banking. Where do you go? I mean, all I could see was...
Try again. In this situation, I was really getting close to the guy, and all of a sudden, this is like, looks not much, but I had to go to the bathroom right now, change my...
This is from Andretti's onboard camera.
Looking left side, he's there.
He drove into the back of him.
And picked up.
To be able to hold off Will Power, who will put the reds on when he comes in.
There was a little bit of hand signal there from Hinchcliffe. Did you catch that, Scott? Is that a...
On the top right there. On the top load.
This is from Castroneves.
He went right under it. There are so many.
He slows down. Watch Helio Castroneves look here.
Still there. Still there. They're clear by. Clear by.
That's
Now.
the difference of a 4.
It's Oriol Servia.
Yeah.
Oh, contact.
Yeah.
Looking from Will Power's view.
Inside. 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 Inside.
Wow.
Inside.
I think
Oops. That's the same thing we heard with Hinchcliffe.
That is
Oh,
not
that-
a sound a driver wants to hear or
No.
feel.
So
Inside. One inside.
you see he was off the gas going into turn.
Clear behind her.
We used to always watch this race on television at home with his father in California. Now here with the number 3 on board. You can see straight ahead, and the oil comes up onto the screen. Onto the front stretch, and let's listen. This is where it happens.
no warning.
Joseph Newgarden. Take it back. He did hit something.
But it looked like it's even, and it's on the left-hand side. 5.
James Hinchcliffe. That's CK here.
Oh, so much experience. Out of it, bails out of it. He should have been involved in that, but his experience, he took his foot off the gas.
Will Power.
Yellow, 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 yellow.
You see, everybody takes their hands off the steering wheel there. Oh. As you said, Eddie almost got through there.
Oh.
And that's how loud it is in the car, too, isn't it, when we do that? On board here, let's listen.
In, you're just outside, clear.
The back just came out from under him.
Wow.
Yeah. As we watch from Simon Pagenaud, look forward. Yeah, and Eddie, as a driver right now, he'll be thinking that somebody contacted him as easy as from Elio's on board.
Good clean pass here.
So he doesn't really get up beside him enough for him to think that he's there.
Well, that's because he wasn't there.
What's the view like on those red flags? Listen to this.
That's Indy all over again.
He bounced off of both cars, Townsend. I think he had contact and then got off. The rear end just went away from him.
On board
this
with
is
Dixon.
a good view here.
He gets a good run down the back straightaway. He's going to pop to the inside. Kanaan had a good run to the high side. Oh, yeah. I think just a ricochet.
Behind us. Anyway, we're going to have a yellow here.
On board with Hinch.
Clear.
Now,
What happened there,
would you
Paul?
call that here with Aleshin? We'll see what happens. And I don't know if there was contact here.
Might have cut a tire.
Very close to each other. He's got a casualty vehicle.
On board with Dixon. Let's watch up ahead. Castroneves is 1 in front of the 7.
Yeah,
Tough to say.
You watch it, watch it. Hold the bottom, hold the bottom.
For sure something broke. See Vautier right here in front of him. I think Vautier chopped over on him right there and touched his front wing.
I don't know if that was the case or if Ed dropped his left front
Break,
off the apron on that edge. We might see it again in slow-mo.
You watch here. Watch this.
Inside,
so he
one
starts
back,
coming
Mikhail.
down.
Little run
They
here.
touch
In
right
out.
here.
In
And
and
he
out.
got into that tank
In and
slapper.
out. In and out.
We see, as we see that the tank slapper is when you just kind of lose the car and now you're fighting the car back and forth, trying to correct it left and right, fishtailing.
Maybe it's Esteban Gutierrez we see
out.
as we watch
out.
James Hinchcliffe
out.
on board with his massive hit. 8 cars involved, red flag, but back to racing soon at Texas.
And you're out of control. As we watch from Aleshin's rear view camera here.
On a run.
See the
Inside,
back
3
end
wide
of
inside.
Hinchcliffe's car was snaking
Oh,
back
yeah.
and forth,
Hold on.
and you're just out of control. You can never keep up with it, Townsend.
There's 3 lanes here at Texas down the back straightaway. The problem is when Aleshin went wide, went 3 wide, he occupied the... Now watch this, Aleshin's up there, and Aleshin drops down into the 2nd lane, so
Your mirror's
Hinchcliffe
looking
has
low.
no room.
Inside, inside. Oh, we're going to crash. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down.
And that was Hunter-Reay that came from behind him after Ed got turned.
I love it when the spotters state the obvious.
When
Yeah, I'll maintain that Hinchcliffe would have
Yellow, go low, go low, go low, go low.
Tell you what, Rahal
Go
did some
low.
good driving there.
Stay where you are.
He was,
Stay where you are.
this view. On board with Graham Rahal, the helmet cam, 219 mile an hour average lap. Loses a position to Sato. Look at Sato, boys. Oh, boy!
And he hung on to it.
What is Chaves doing? He just hit me.
That was getting
3 wide down there. Let's watch the. Well, this is late after the impact. There was dust flying off, rooster tail coming off the back of that car just from a green track as well.
Watch Graham Rahal here. see that big pile of speedy dry right there. And as soon as he crossed over that Townsend, it just went sideways on him.
Fair point. That initiated it, and then there's not
time that corner a little bit as we see Kanaan. We get a great view right here. Watch the dirt kick up off of his car. And it happens that quickly.
Crash, up high, low.
What a great job from Graham Rahal to look far down. Action taken, great call from race control. Let's ride on board again with Hinch. Hinch up the inside. Gets a little bit of a bounce off that apex curb. That was a lot like Vautier Bourdais this morning as the racetrack is. Let's watch from on board. Rossi get wide.
Well, you're certainly not going to make it without front wing. That corner is so downforce sensitive, so you sure knock some of that downforce off and you're just going to go straight.
Sure looked like to me Rossi moved over on Kanaan. Possibly payback for...
There's a big bump in the middle. As we watch McHale, he floats it into the corner. Hits that bump and it just gets loose. He buries the throttle to try to get it to spin all the way around. But it was going for the wall.
I like the commitment on the gas though, man. That was
his teammate Hinchcliffe there who came by and came the closest.
Just looked like he had a nice big...
Pagenaud now for 9th. He just got his teammate Scott Dixon for 10th. And look at that, they touched.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. What do you want to do?
That looks exactly like his teammate Carlos Munoz.
Yeah.
Crashing earlier.
So you can see the wheels all the way cranked over, and the car just wants to automatically turn to the right. So he's trying to get into the pit lane. The car's trying to go right, and he can't make this left-hand corner. Look, full lock, and it won't go.
I think he should dump the clutch and try to spin it around. Oh, man.
Several had already pitted, but the top 3 had not. When Tony Kanaan, coming off pit lane, could not make the corner in.
Tony Kanaan is 2 laps down, so that's a very, very good move by Tony. It's a mistake there by Dixon, so that wasn't when the pass happened. Townsend, they look at this dive down the inside, and these guys touched, I think, right here. Look.
You really get the sense all of these front runners are following his teammate.
Kanaan's always good at the beginning, and there we saw what happened. No, that's Ed Jones, actually. That's not Gutierrez. Contact with Spencer Pigot. We saw
up and has to run long on the last stop. Here's Hinchcliffe, and just locks up the right front, and he has to release the brakes if he has that problem because of
what a race we have here at Pocono as we go past the midpoint, and James Hinchcliffe trying to hang on, and somehow you watch Alexander Rossi lead, and look at the onboard if James Hinchcliffe makes the save of the day. Stay with us from Pocono.
And the right rear walloped as we get another angle on board. Same deal as Hinchcliffe.
And he just got high. Car coming out of the pits. Munoz coming out of the pits. He got in high, got into gray, and the front end was gone.
So sorry for the boys. They had a killer first stop, got us in the top 5. We ran away to the front. We were just kind of cruising, man. We were having a really good race, and I screwed up in the pits, put us back there. We started making some moves, and I had an unbelievable time.
It's on that white line.
Ooh. How about the gearbox casing? If they attenuate the green, there he is. He's going to have a look up the inside of Ed Carpenter. Not a lot of sunlight there, but then let's see how Ed and Sato lose it. Watching up front. There goes power. And I think Ed just sort of reacted and lost it down low and then got up into Sato.
Let's see this again between the 2 Penske teammates.
He left him virtually no room, and he just said, I'm coming through. Gave him a hip check. He's lucky he didn't crash. And then Dixon.
In car.
Down to second gear.
Oh, that's no good. That's no good for the motor either when it over revs like that, because there's no control.
Watch this. View from Joseph Newgarden. Marco Andretti up ahead. Bunk.
Little chrome horn, nothing major.
A little bit of pull.
Cut the tire down.
Watching Newgarden's mistake again earlier, and you just can't emphasize how tricky it is in these cars on cold tires. He just overcooks it, and then insult to injury.
Guys, I just heard over the radio he is now done for the day.
Just been a weird year for Tony Kanaan.
Heads up and pit out.
3 unforced errors. He had the Toronto.